Hey friends, it's Jody. I just made a video about 11 minutes long and it was meant for Facebook. And I said that, I was done. I was going to post it on Facebook, then I was going to continue over here on YouTube. And I'll probably post that as a part 1 and this is a part 2. But the topic of the day is do not send me unsolicited medical advice and then get angry at me that I don't want you to do this. I was having a horrible day yesterday. I have 17 things going on right now, the biggest of which is my drug coverage completely changed for 2026. I knew that could happen when the government was shut down. I knew there were offices that could possibly get me help and prevent this from happening in time when the government was shut down for several weeks. And which is why I was so upset at the time that it was shut down, because nobody on either side who could have fixed it did anything to stop it. So clearly, they didn't care. Nobody, there was an agenda, obviously. All that whole situation did was prove everything I say and everything I believe about government, about how both sides are working for the same boss, and even he's not the boss. And that whole situation was something. But while that was going on, I was unable to reach 3 different federal offices that could have potentially helped me prevent the situation I am in this weekend, which is my drug coverage changed, and suddenly a medicine that was completely free for over a year that I've been taking it is now wanting a copay of $750. No, I'm not kidding. I cannot pick up my drugs on Sunday, actually on Saturday. They'll fill it the day before. My last pill is Sunday night, and the day before is when they'll let me refill it. I can't refill it any earlier than that. Part of the problem, it is a Schedule 5 drug. I don't even know what that means. I just know it means there's no generic. It's so new, there's no generic, and it's so, I guess, potent. I don't know, whatever. It's for seizures. It makes me not have grand mals and kill myself when I'm home alone. But I can't get this medicine because it's a Schedule 5 and they want $750 after the insurance pays their part. I knew it was like a $1,400 drug or whatever, but I can't come up with $750 in 3 days. That's not going to happen. And I knew I could have this problem back in October, but I couldn't get any help in time. So now I'm scrambling, trying to fix this. And I was running around yesterday on 3 hours of sleep, trying to talk to doctors. I was back and forth between the doctors, between the patient programs, between all the different people that could potentially help me. And even then I knew none of them might be able to help me in time, but maybe I could get this fixed and get, I'll, miss some pills next week, but maybe I could get back on the med by the following weekend if I could get one of these programs to kick in time. The problem is nobody even has... My doctor doesn't have samples. We were willing to drive 2 hours to my neurologist to pick up samples if they had them. They didn't. The one program that I'm working with, the drug company, said that they could send me samples if the doctor would fill out his portion of the paperwork and fax it in. But the doctor won't do that, so I can't even get samples. And the problem is with this medication, you're not supposed to stop it abruptly. You could die. Not even joking. If you just suddenly stop taking this medicine and you have a seizure, you could go into status epilepticus. Now, this could happen with almost any seizure med if you suddenly stop taking it. And, it's one thing. Some will be as bad as if you just miss one dose. If you're 12 hours late on a dose, it could happen. Most of us are on more than one epilepsy medication. And so that would delay it. For me, because I take such a high dose of another one, probably if I skip this one, it'll take 48 hours. So I probably have a little bit of a leeway. Now, I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in. I don't know what my health is going to be like, but I might not die and have status epilepticus for at least 48 hours, hopefully. So that'll buy me a little more time trying to fix this mess. But people love sticking their noses in things they know nothing about. So I'm over here, get up after 3 hours with an alarm clock so I can hit all these offices the minute they open on Thursday, because I couldn't even get an answer on what my copay was going to be until Wednesday late afternoon, early evening, when all the offices were closing, to try to get any help from anyone. So I was able to contact the drug company's patient program late Wednesday, and they said, here's what we need to do. Get on it early Thursday with your doctor. Let's get this going. Maybe he has samples until we can get this finished. If he doesn't have samples, and even then, I still might not qualify for any of these programs, but they were going to at least send me some samples until they could finish processing my application to find out if I qualify. And by then, that would buy me enough time to try 2 or 3 of these other options that I have that I'm trying to get different drug coverage. So long story short, it was nonstop phone calls. My partner was sitting across from the table, handing me food, making sure I ate, making me stop, go lay down, take a break before we get back on the phones. Please take a nap after lunch, kind of thing. Then in the afternoon, we went to our social services office to see if our state programs could help us, and if we switched the way we structured things, if we did, if we, instead of this program, what if we went under this program and that program? Maybe that would get me better drug coverage and all that stuff. Then when we were done at the social services office, we went to 3 grocery stores to try to find any groceries, because this giant storm is coming and everyone is panic buying. We couldn't even buy we couldn't find lettuce. We couldn't find bread, like basic staples in our diet we could not find, partly because I have to have such a specific diet. There's only certain brands that I can buy that don't have ingredients that give me instant seizures. So there was no bread. There was no lettuce anywhere. Like, I don't know what's up with salad lately. We have 3 stores in a week. We haven't been able to find lettuce. We had the day. I mean, we had to drive an hour and a half to one just to try another store and to take care of things. We were already in one direction for the offices, so then the next closest store is half an hour in that direction, or we go back home and go another half hour in the other way. Might as well keep going this way, kind of thing, because that's how it is when you live out in the country in the middle of nowhere. And by the time we got home and put the groceries that we did buy away and ate some dinner, we were exhausted. We were done. I was falling asleep at the table after dinner, and we went to bed, and the phone ding. And I just felt in my gut, like, so much of the time, I have no problem ignoring my phone. I'll leave it on silent. I'll leave it on airplane mode and forget about it, and then I'll turn it back on, and I'll have a message from my partner when he's out, during the day. Are you okay? You left your phone off again, I hope. And I'm like, yes, I'm here, I'm fine, Something in my gut last night when I heard this ding was like, I need to check my phone. And I checked my phone, and it was an extended family member letting me know about another very serious situation going on that will affect everyone in my family. And I was just like, I'm done. I just can't take one more thing, especially on 3 hours of sleep. And I'm laying in bed and getting ready to go to sleep. And as usual, I couldn't fall asleep. So I go on my phone and I'm looking, and I have random messages, unsolicited medical advice from random people on Facebook that I don't even know how we became friends, or I kind of remember how we got linked up in Facebook in the first place, but we've never been more than a Facebook connection. I wouldn't even say a friend, a connection. Somebody that comments and likes my posts. But we've never had, I think once when we first were connected, we had a phone call for a half an hour or something in 2018. Now it's 2026. We've never had another conversation since then. And you're going to start sending me random medical advice. And it landed so wrong. And it just sent me into a tailspin. And I was just like, you are everything that's wrong with this country today. And I know, don't say anything on Facebook when you're mad, but I just put up a post. Don't give me unsolicited medical advice. like, don't. I think I said something like, don't send me a message telling me how I can fix my epilepsy. Thank you. And like, just simple, just don't send me a message telling me how you think I can fix my epilepsy. Thank you. I literally ended with thank you, I'm pretty sure. And the woman actually got mad at me. She actually got upset. I have never understood this. Why should I keep it to myself if something could help? And she was so absolute, like not could help, but like will fix. Like she was like, this will cure you if you do this. And I'm like, you know nothing about me. You know nothing about my personal journey with epilepsy. You know nothing about other concurrent issues that I have that nobody knows because I don't talk about them because it's nobody's fucking business. And then today, as I'm still fuming about this, because it's going to take me a minute, it occurred to me, you don't even know what organs I've had removed from my body. I'm 55 years old. I gave birth to 4 children. I've had numerous health issues throughout my life. You have no idea what organs are missing from different processes in my digestive system, in my endocrine system, that completely change the way any medicine I take or any protocol I do is going to be different from Joe Smith standing over there, because my body's not the same as it was when I was born. Like, it just, it was really frustrating. So this person was like, never understood why. When something actually works, no one wants to hear it. Only want to help. So you're not asking for help. So sorry. To which I replied, right. I am not asking you for help. You have no idea what treatments or programs I am currently on or have already tried in 6 years. You know absolutely nothing about who I am, what I have been through, or how many other random people show up in my messages with unsolicited advice for my life without even speaking to me as a friend or just asking how I'm doing. It's always just a forwarded link to the latest gimmick of the week. Not even a real convo. No quote, hi Jody, how are you feeling today? What's the latest with you? End quote. Just some random link shows up from someone who has nothing to do with me otherwise, but they saw some reel and heard epilepsy. Oh, I know Jody has that, so I'll send her this, even though I clearly know nothing about epilepsy, and then get mad at her when she doesn't think it's a magic cure. It could not be more rude. Yeah, I said it because it needed to be said. Because not enough people are telling other people, shut the fuck up. If you're going to be an asshole, just shut up or go away. We keep fighting with these people. And some people will say I'm contradicting myself because I replied to her and now I'm saying we keep fighting with these people. I'm not fighting with her. I said what I had to say. I'm done. I'm walking away. This is what more people need to do. More people need to write someone and then walk away and let them sit with that. But because we keep entertaining fools and we keep entertaining bullshit, we keep getting more of that. I think the reason this is standing out so much to me is I know that everything you experience is a reflection of where you are now in your life. And it doesn't mean, and when you say that, people mean, oh, it means there's all different things that means. Right now, I'm working on personal boundaries on a level I have never been before. I've worked on boundaries throughout my life, and I've made more and more progress over the years. But I am in a whole new place. I'm in a whole new state where I am finally... It's like you have practice and you practice and practice and practice, and then the big game comes, right? And then or the big test, and then you passed, you're there, you're finally you keep trying to get out of this, and you're training and you're training and you're training and you're trying to make that next milestone. I finally crossed the border. I'm finally in the next ring where, like, no, I don't give a fuck about any of that anymore. I don't have the luxury. I don't have the time. But I finally reached that place in myself where I don't care if your butt hurts. That's your butt hurt. That's your problem, not mine. I am not doing anything wrong by having healthy boundaries. And I finally reached that place where I'm now firmly standing in that circle. And I know, as I say this, I know that this situation has come up yet again, only to show me. Prove it. The universe is saying, oh, you think you're in here now? Here you go. You're still got these people in your life. What are you going to do about it? And this is an opportunity. Things come up not to show you you're wrong in making this decision or saying, I'm here now. Things come up to show you, well, do you mean it? Are you still here? Are we really going to go there? And so, yes, I will address this. I'm going to give her some time to read my reply. She may or may not like it. She may or may not comment. That's fine. But I'm going to leave it there long enough to give her a chance to read it. And then I'm done. I'm over it. Bye-bye. What is that saying? Bye, Felicia. I don't remember what that's from, but I know it used to be a really big thing. And as I'm talking about this situation, I'm thinking about someone else in my life that has no concept of boundaries. And I've entertained this person in my awareness for way too long, and I'm going to have to let them go too. And it's going to be heartbreaking because the only way to let them go is going to be to block them on my phone, on social media, on everything. But it's going to have to be done. I thought staying connected to them was a kindness to them, and like they never had any bearing on my life. But I thought, well, if I stay connected to them, that will help them somehow. It hasn't. My being connected to them hasn't done anything to their life, and they sure as hell aren't doing anything for mine. So I'm already thinking of more people I'm going to have to let go, more boundaries I'm going to have to put up for my mental health as well as theirs. Because I have enough going on. And I finally have learned that I'm allowed to make my life about me. Imagine that. Imagine it taking 55 years to fully 100% comprehend that my walk on this earth is about me. And I'm supposed to make it about me and not about that family member or that friend or that coworker or that whatever. My walk on this earth is about me and the lessons that I have learned and that I need to learn for my soul's growth and for my human's journey. And I cannot be everything I'm supposed to be and do everything I'm supposed to do and heal everything I need to heal physically, mentally, emotionally, if I am not walking this walk for myself with the intention of putting myself first. And I just listening to myself, I'm like, oh, you've so healed your codependency. Yes, I have, on a level I hadn't dreamed of. 3 years ago, in 2023, I remember someone sending me a message and discussing codependency with me. And I was like, oh, and now I see how healthy boundaries is the bottom line in relationships, in just the way you think about yourself. It is not narcissistic. Narcissists are just, and people throw that word around. I'm talking about actual narcissists. I'm not talking about someone who actually thinks to themselves, so now you're going to call them a narcissist because they're going to, for the first time in their life, put their life about themselves. And from that point view, like people think I'm being won by having this conversation, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual clinically, the kind of people that traumatized me when I was a child and that I had to heal from, that gave me my codependent behavior that I had to heal from. And it feels so good. So good to be in this space. And like I said, it makes me sad that it took 55 years to get here. But every single human is supposed to be personally responsible for themselves. Other people will always do things, say things, think things that you have no control over, that won't make sense to you, that might not seem fair to you, that might abuse you, that might traumatize you. But you are still legally required in the ether, in the universal law, you are still required to be responsible for your part in the story. That's what I'm talking about. Someone might abuse you, be toxic, but if you continue to allow them to hurt you. Now, I'm not talking about a child or someone disabled who physically cannot get themselves out of a dangerous situation. But even then, later, when you're old enough or you're wise enough, you're still responsible for how you choose to heal or not heal. You're still responsible for, are you sitting here in your 30s blaming mommy for all of your mistakes that you've made as an adult? That's a big one in my family. Good God. And I don't mean like necessarily my children, talking about me as a mommy. I'm just talking about in general, through generations of my family. There's so much, I'm a victim. I'm such a victim. Like, really? Really? Like, as far as I'm concerned, you've been a grown-up for decades. So when are you going to grow up? Take responsibility for your life. Fine, then if you choose to be a victim, that means you're giving away all your power to everyone who's ever been involved with you. You gave them all the power. Like, I'm not here for it anymore. I've healed so much shit in me, and I've worked so hard to get here, and I am not going backwards. And if people have a problem with that, I wish you well. So that's where I'm at. No meds on Sunday. Oh, Sunday night is my last pill. See what happens. I have rescue meds, and there's a hospital fairly nearby, so we'll see what happens. I choose to believe everything's going to be all right. I keep doing everything in my power to fix the situation, and now it's time for me to let it go, leave it to the universe, and whatever shall be, shall be. If I'm supposed to keep taking this medicine, then the universe will show a way. Perhaps I'm not. Perhaps I have healed to a level, inside and out, that I don't actually need this medication anymore, and this is how it's going to leave my life. I've also considered that. And that's actually what finally got me to be calm and not freaking out anymore, was that maybe I'm just not supposed to take that anymore because I don't need it anymore. And so this happened to make me completely readdress everything in my health and everything in my treatment and everything in the way I look at my health journey. And, the same way over the last few months and a couple hospital visits in the fall, I completely stopped certain treatments because I just felt like, well, if it got me here, then this is not the right answer. I'm just going to stop completely and not go back down that trail. And it actually was very good for my health to have that, make some hard choices. So it did occur to me that perhaps this is just the next one in line. Perhaps getting off this pill will actually be the best thing that ever happened to me. I choose not to live in fear. But it's all the more reason why I'm not going to entertain other people's ideas. I will listen. I always listen. I always click and I watch and I find out what they said. but I'm going to make the decisions about my life and my body and my philosophies and my momentum going forward and what I'm going to put my attention on. And I want that for you too. So anyway, if you've watched a whole 25-minute video, put a house, because that's what I'm dreaming of right now, my own home. So if you've watched this entire video, God bless you. Thank you for truly being a supporter, and put a little icon of a house. All right. And if you don't have emojis for some reason, I know on my laptop, it's really hard for me to figure out how to do the emojis when I'm typing comment in YouTube on my laptop. Then just do hashtag house if you can't do the emoji. All right. And if you also watched the first one, put a blue heart. If you saw the other 11-minute video, either on Facebook or on YouTube, put a light blue heart. But if you watch this one to the end, put a house. All right. Thank you. I love you. Have a great day.